doesn't belong in a bedroom. I don't have the phone in my bedroom. Before it was on my bedside table.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not active, I still think it can affect you.
Hey everyone, this is your host Maurice from Carnivore Diet app. On today's episode, I have my good friend Daniel. Daniel is the co-founder of a startup in the field of biohacking. His team produces blue blocking glasses, red light panels, and herbal tinctures. Daniel's background is in energy engineering, in which have a master's degree, got into health and biohacking due to health issues, and was able to fix and optimize his health, and currently his main focus been on longevity and a personal development. Hey Daniel, how are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, looking forward to actually have an awesome conversation with you and talk about some biohacking you've been doing for the past couple of years. Definitely, we have a lot of audience looking for that knowledge to actually hack their optimal life, for example, right? So I wanted to kind of get into the questions right away and get started here. So tell us a bit about your idea as a biohacker.
Yeah, for me, you could say like I have an engineering background, so for me, it's like the engineering's approach to health. You can see it like I try to see the human system as like a computer. You have inputs, you have outputs, and certain inputs will give certain outputs. And then I try to divide it up as like movement, light, food, information, like environmental factors, social interaction, recovery, and sleep, and etc. And then you have to find a method to like evaluate this.
Okay.
And we do like we use the Aura Ring, for example, and we do blood testing and gene testing, and of course you can also like test how you feel or how often you get sick, and you can do telomere testing. But we need a way to like we do something and then we have to evaluate how we feel about it, and then we can try to hack it or change it. Yeah, so basically that's my perspective.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, Daniel, you are the co-founder of a biohacking company as well too that you started recently in the past couple years. Can you tell us a bit about the blue blocking glasses you guys developed as well too?
Yeah, so basically we started this company like a year ago. It's called Biohacking Collective.
Okay,
Actually, we existed before that, but it was more fun playing, trying out products. Like we mainly focus on stuff that we know really works. Blue blockers was like the first thing that
for sure.
I noticed when I came into the biohacking field. It's a very easy way, as you know, to like reduce the harmful effects of blue light. So this is basically what the glasses is about. We sit in front of screens all the time.
Okay.
We are under fluorescent lights at our offices. We have screens everywhere. So I mean, the problem is pretty huge. And I mean, I think we have like sleep is the biggest issue right now. I mean, we have a whole generation of people who are basically sleep deprived.
For sure.
I I used to have really bad sleep before. I used to stay up late. I used to watch my cell phone in bed. Had hard time falling asleep. So when you start digging into the research and you find out about this, it's pretty logical.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we are like humans, but I mean, we have been evolutionary. We are cavemen still. I mean, we're used to living outside. We are used to waking up to the sunlight. We're not supposed to be like indoors, isolated, in front of screens all the time.
No, no, it's funny, and that's what's happening right now. Like you said, the new generation is pretty much it's you wake up in the morning, you check your phone, you go to work, you're actually on the computer all day long. And guess what? On top of your head, you have fluorescent lights. So we barely get a chance to be outside. We barely get a chance to actually have any type of sunlight hitting our vision to actually get our circadian level started properly. And on top of that, our diet probably sucks as well too, because
Yeah,
if we wake up late just because we didn't have a really good night's sleep, we run to a grocery store and pick up anything we find on the shelf in the middle aisle, anything in boxes and canned, and yet we wonder why are we constantly being in a stressful situation and our bodies are just breaking apart.
yeah, it's really true. I used to be like that.
I think we all used to be like that, and right now we're changing. We're probably the generation that would like to make a difference for everybody, and I believe sharing your thoughts on this and my thoughts definitely will create a huge impact on the
Yeah,
audience listening to this. Now I know you tend to specialize quite a bit in sleeping. Now, what's your
yeah.
thoughts on circadian rhythm and blue light blockers, like along with morning first light, for example?
Yeah, like you have to be really smart about this. I mean, blue light is not harmful per se, you know. I mean, blue light is very good for us. It's get us energized, get us like it can even increase cognitive ability. So I mean, in the morning, I think it's pretty okay. I mean, especially like I'm based in Sweden, and you know this like it's totally dark in the morning when you go up, and in that case, you can almost use the blue light to your advantage.
Okay.
Of course, my goal is like to try to simulate the natural sun. So I would try to mix in some red light into that blue light in the morning. But I would say I usually block blue light from noon. I would
Okay.
do, yeah, because you also need it to be awake. I mean, it's there for a reason. It's just like the overexposure can harm us and like disrupt our circadian rhythm, and that's basically the biggest problem, I think.
So what's happening is, I think, because a lot of the audience, they tend to uh, get hit by blue light almost
Mm.
all day long, especially
Yeah,
working in an office environment. So you're hit, instead of 12 o'clock, let's diminish that blue light and actually turn on, let's say, yellowish light, or
yeah,
let's have some type of red light
yeah,
reflected, so we're actually getting that balance. Instead, we're actually under blue light and computers all day till we get home at night, and we wonder why we have such a massive headache and we can barely do anything.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's true. It's true. It's actually horrible. I would
Yeah.
say. I try to get out as much as possible during work. Try to get sun, but I don't know if it's similar in Canada right now. There's not much sun, right?
No, not much sun at all. It's like today is pretty gloomy. It's pretty cold. It's supposed to be like hit minus 28. So yes, you are stuck inside, but a lot of people who do like myself, practice cold exposure and stuff. I just step outside and bare feet and let my body deal with it as well too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the benefit with living in a cold country, of course.
It
But
is.
the light is, I think, is a big problem. I think many people like get depressed during winter and they get extra tired, and they have some people even maybe have more trouble sleeping because of like it's dark when you go up, it's dark when you go home,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit hard to keep this circadian rhythm tuned to your everyday life.
It is stressful. It is
Yeah,
tough on our system, but it is what it is. We just have to adapt and actually work with it.
yeah,
Now, so tell me now, how can an average person hack their sleep? Like, for example, building the perfect bedroom, for example.
yeah. I mean, it's so many aspects. It's like what we talked about before, inputs and outputs, but you
Yeah.
have to look at every aspect. And now we have discussed light, of course. That's a
Okay.
big aspect, I would say. Have the correct lighting in the bedroom. And of course, I have good air quality. I use like an air filter, HEPA air filter.
Okay. Perfect.
So I have it on during the day, so I get really fresh air, and that I noticed a big difference. Before I used to be a little bit like not have cold, but I could be like have a small feeling in my nose or something when I used to wake up,
Okay.
but that's gone. And of course, then we need a dark. We very dark. I don't know how you live. I live in a city, so I have city lights outside and everything. So basically, I worked a lot with blackout curtains.
Okay.
Try to make it pitch black, so you cannot even see your hand. And that's a big game changer for me. I would say. I think that was like the biggest game changer for me because I used to sleep like with the curtains almost open.
Yes.
I mean, when I was a kid, my mother always used to like close everything, but we should do that still. I mean, we need that total darkness. Our body is very light sensitive, of course, and it will affect sleep quality. Uh, yeah, and then of course we have the electronic devices.
Of course,
I
yes.
mean, LEDs, TV. I used to have a TV in my bedroom. That's thrown out. I have no LEDs. I basically have no electronics. I would say electronics doesn't belong in a bedroom. I don't have the phone in my bedroom. Before it was on my bedside table.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not active, I still think it can affect you. Maybe if you're not electromagnetic sensitive, maybe it can affect you still because it's lying there. It could be like psycho, like, oh, I want to see who's emailing me, or
Oh, 100%, yeah.
usually I take it out and have it in another room.
Okay.
I think that's very important because I see it's a very bad sleep hygiene actually to have your phone in your bed, and people, I think that's a big problem also. People when they wake up, they lie in the bed with their phone. I mean, it's a bad habit. You should keep the phone away from sleep as much as possible because even if you have the blue blockers, the
Yes.
phone is stimulating you. You are social, you are doing stuff, you're scrolling. I mean, it's a stimulating device. So yeah, I think that's a big important factor for
Okay.
sleep. And now I have been working a lot with climate. Been trying the chili pad.
Okay.
You know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good.
How you like it?
Yeah, at first I thought it was nothing special,
Okay.
but I mean, as we track our sleep, and actually over time I have seen some improvements. It's very cold, you know. I place it outside the room and I have a balcony open
Okay.
for like the fan device.
Yes.
I can get the bed really cool.
Oh, wow, that's good.
You always almost freeze when you go down, but
Yeah.
I mean it's very important to get that lowered body temperature before bed so you can come into deep sleep
Okay.
as fast as possible. And then I shut off my Wi-Fi router. I think that's very important.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
also use like an EMF canopy. I mean, we don't really know about EMF, but I'm more on the cautious side. I think it could have a harmful effect. So we are constantly bombarded with the EMF, Wi-Fi from routers and everything. So I mean, having 8 hours of no EMF or very low EMF,
Okay.
I think it should be beneficial. I mean, as I talked about before, we are like evolutionary, we are cavemen, and I don't think we were exposed to this type of frequencies evolutionary. I don't think it makes sense that it should be good for us.
No, no, for sure, makes sense. 100%. So, to kind of build that perfect room, so we got, the darkness, we got the blinds, no electronics, no EMF, pretty much, keep the room as cool as possible, have enough
Yeah.
filtration so you can actually be able to breathe
Mm.
proper, even when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel your nose stuffed or anything. So
No.
all these little things do matter because they will actually, the whole idea is, I believe, like you were saying, when you want to actually sleep, you want to actually go into that rhythm where
Yeah.
your body in such a relaxation stage that there's no electronics or anything kind of conflicting or waking you up even.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a sleep sanctuary, a temple of sleep.
Yeah, no kidding. So
Yeah.
as quiet as possible, and as very many limited things around. I think my future bedroom should be with no windows or nothing, just like a block, like just a box, almost with
Yeah,
no
yeah.
electronics or anything.
Yeah. That sounds good. That sounds good. I also experimented a little bit with grounding sheets.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's also, I mean, I cannot really feel the difference, but still it feels logical that humans at some point they slept, they had contact with the earth.
Of course, yes.
So even if I cannot notice any big effects of it, I still could feel that it makes sense in some way. So yeah, I've done a lot of work with it, and I think I can feel the effects. I mean, my sleep has. You track your sleep, right? You use the Aura, right?
I do, yes, and I'm actually testing it with a different machine as well, just to kind of compare the two. But I've been seeing your Instagram posts, with some of the deep sleep and the REM sleep you've been getting. It's just amazing.
Yeah, the trend is very good. It's going upwards, you could
Yeah.
say. I'm not sure about these devices. I think we're still a little bit too early. I think the devices in the coming years will be much better.
Okay.
I'm not sure that it's like 100% accurate because it doesn't measure brain waves. To be accurate, you have to measure brain waves to really know which state the brain is. But it's doing some pretty good assumptions based on some algorithm. But I mean, yeah, I feel good. I've been working on it a lot,
Yes.
and I think like heart rate you can use the Aura for. Heart
Okay.
rate variability, I think you can use it for. And then I mean you can also see the duration and wake ups, and
Yes.
then you can spot the trends. You can see like a long-term trend. Am I going up or am I going down? Like, and right now it's been very good. So yeah, I'm very happy. And I mean, this sleep, I mean, it's so important. I mean, for everything, the immune system, for stress. I mean, I used to be constantly sleep deprived,
Yeah.
and you get it's not good. You become like a bad person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just, it destroys everything. It's almost like you
Yeah,
become a zombie. You
yeah,
think that you're actually doing your body good or doing yourself any good, but in the long term, possibly when we were younger, yes, we stay up late, we work late, we party a lot, wake up the next day, go to work again, and being exposed to so much light. But imagine doing that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and no wonder why we age so quickly and we end up getting like a chronic disease or chronic issue, just because we wonder why. Well, there's the answer why.
yeah. I can see actually. I used to live that life, and I see on my colleagues when I come in the morning, I'm energized,
Yeah.
ready to get stuff done, and everybody's sitting there looking like completely wasted. They have to drink like 3 or 4 cups of coffee before they can be productive. So I mean, it's a big game changer, and I mean, it's a benefit for everyone. If you sleep more, you're more happy, and you can be a better parent or a better boyfriend or a better worker or like fulfill your dreams. I mean, you have more energy for everything. So I mean, it's very impactful, I would say.
Yeah, and sleep is very, very important. Now, while we're actually on a subject on sleep, do you
Mm.
recommend any supplements for audience to actually dive in, let's say, into deep or even more REM sleep as well? So when they wake up in the morning, they feel fully energized as well, as an addition to having that, perfect bedroom, for example.
Yeah, I was very much into sleep supplements before.
Okay.
Then I started the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm getting more and more skeptical because I noticed one thing with sleep supplements.
Yeah.
If you don't have them and you used to take them, you get worried. Oh shit, I don't have these supplements. Am I going to be able to sleep? And of course, I have stuff. I take glycine. I
Okay.
take a lot of glycine. I think it's very beneficial for us anyway. Like I think of the methionine to glycine ratio and regarding inflammation, and it's also like calms the nervous system. So
Yes.
I do a pretty high dose of glycine, and that seems to make my, that you have the parameter called restlessness.
Yes.
It seems to make me less restless at night. I'm not sure, but I used to be like move around the bed and wake up and it's all over the place.
Okay.
But if I do like 1 or 2 tablespoons, it seems like I'm much calmer during during bedtime, and also that my pulse lowers faster. And that usually, I mean, for the aura, it's a big thing to have go into sleep with a low pulse and or
Yes.
have the pulse getting low fast. and get that HRV up fast, so you basically go into recovery mode.
Okay, no, that's very interesting because I've been. It's true what you said. Going back years ago, for example, when I was on a ketogenic, when I would actually take a supplement, I would
Yeah,
actually feel the benefit of the supplement. Right now, since I've been, more than, coming up to 2 years on a carnivore diet, and when I do take supplements, I don't feel no difference. I think my body's getting more than enough nutrients from the meat, and I know I do eat a lot of my stuff almost 99% raw. But
yeah,
the one thing that I still supplement myself right now at night is glycine, and usually I take about 5 grams, and I
mm,
mix it with about 200 milligrams of elemental magnesium and chloride. And I
yeah,
find, like you said, it does drop your heart rate, within probably minutes of doing some
yeah,
deep breathing. And I have noticed as well the restlessness. I
mm,
used to be like back and forth. I used to move so much, and now it's just nothing. I'm in like
mm.
one spot almost all night, which is amazing.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I have some supplements. I have like CBD.
Okay,
I have I have ashwagandha.
okay,
I have melatonin, but I use them. For example, I know I have a late night. I have to do something. Maybe
yes,
then I know I really have to fall asleep fast. Or if I have been traveling, need like a reset because of time differences or something. Or like if I have been have had like a stressful, hectic day, it could be very useful. So now it's like more like that. I don't want to use it every day, but I mean it's very good to have it as a backup because
okay.
you will have those nights also when you maybe just your mind wanders or you lie there and you will not calm down immediately. It's very good to have some sleep supplements. Yeah,
So, to kind of tell the audience, it's almost like use it in moderation. Maybe on a
yeah,
stressful situation, stressful day at
yeah,
work, or you're working late on a computer, then maybe add some supplements to help assist the body a bit. Because
yeah,
I have nothing against supplements myself. Even thought being on a carnivore, some of these supplements they do play their role because
yeah.
sometimes we do go out of a balance when we actually do things in excessive, like staying up late, watching a movie, playing on a computer, chatting, or even doing podcasts as well too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. It's true. There is a place for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want them to become like medication. You really think that you're needing them all the time. We should be able to like work with ourselves, and
Hmm.
I mean that's why we have the perfect bedroom. We can have like an evening routine, a morning routine, setting up the perfect setting, and calming down in a like working with our inner self,
Yes.
and that then we don't need those supplements. I think.
No, that's awesome. Now, coming down to our last question here for the
Yeah.
audience. Now, what's your thoughts on morning and evening routines, like to enhance and optimize sleep and performance?
Yeah.
Um, if you can give us an example, or what you do yourself, even.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think from the day I start, it's gonna decide what I do. It's gonna decide how good I sleep in the night.
Okay.
So basically, when I go up, now it's very dark. So I use the red light therapy device
Yeah.
to get some red, simulate the red sunrise going up in the morning, trying to get some red light in my eyes. And I mean, stand in front of it for 10 minutes makes
Okay.
you quite gives you energy. And also try. For me, it's very important. Like everybody talks about training. For me, I do also like I always try to spend like 15 to 20 minutes training the mind, like
Yes.
working with breath, working with meditation, or like some type of like HRV training, just like to set start the day in a perfect way, no stress. Have maybe 2 hours. I usually go up at 4:30.
Okay.
I usually do like 20 minutes inner training. Then after I finish that, I do my coffee, and then I go for like maybe 20 minutes like of some type of training. Could be like a fast walk, or it could be a brief, intense gym session, or like a heat session or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it a little bit different depending on what I'm supposed to do during the day. I mean, do I have a stressful, like a meeting or a presentation? I would focus more on the meditation side,
Okay.
less on the training side. So it's also about like adapting. But I mean, if I start the day with not stressing, try to get myself in a good mood, my day will be less stressed, and
Okay.
then I think I will be much more relaxed when night comes and it's time to sleep.
Okay.
I don't know about your morning routine. What do you do?
My morning routine kind of varies.
Mm.
I actually have my red light turns on automatic. I have it
Wow.
set. I have it set on a
Nice.
clock. So I have it set on a clock where it turns on automatic. So the first thing that hits my eyes is the red light,
Ooh.
and as soon as that happens, I stand up in front of it for at least a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, I'm actually working with a new machine, checking my HRV recovery because I
Yeah.
do since I do work late and I do exercise a little bit late. I just want to make sure when I wake up in the morning I am fully recovered.
Yeah.
And based on that HRV, it's about a 2 minute test.
Mm.
And of course, I compare it to the Aura Ring. Then based on that, I'll actually design my own day. Even
Mm.
thought, at work I go and we do the same thing, the same routine, same everything. If I know my HRV is below the line, below my average,
Yeah.
I don't actually lift anything, move anything or anything because I want my body to recover. So same thing like you would do meditation and stuff.
Yeah.
Based on when I wake up and how I feel and how's my recovery, I would probably sit in front of the LED light for 10 minutes doing some deep breathing, get my mind all up and going. Then the first thing I do is jump into my cold shower, wakes me up, gets me all started.
Mm.
Then, of course, 90% of the time I'll have my coffee with a little bit of MCT and just blend it in and enjoy that cup before I hit to work. But comes afternoon or evening, I have my glasses on all the time. Like right now, even me talking to you, I know I have my glasses on to protect my eyes from the computer screen. As soon as we're done the conversation, I'll probably jump back onto the red light for at least a good 10 minutes to rejuvenate my vision, and actually if there's anything that is going to conflict is going to end up balancing. It's all about keeping everything in balance.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I also read like an interesting thing about blue light and melanopsin.
Okay.
Like it's the protein who regulates the like checks if it's night or day, you could say basically,
Hmm.
and it's very sensitive to blue light, and like that will inhibit melatonin production. But
Yes.
it's also this melanopsin also resets with use of red light.
Oh
So
wow.
it's very good to use red light or candlelight
Yeah.
in the evening. I mean to get that like neutralizing effect from all the screens during the day.
Oh, it is quite crazy. Like even like I am in the place I work at. I actually run a nutrition center, and I'm constantly with clientele talking about supplements, talking, and I'm totally against supplements and just swallowing things blindly without knowing exactly what's the main cause. But what gets me, even thought we're a nutrition center and it's running by a big corporation, every time I look up, I shake my head because all we have is like bright LEDs, bright fluorescent lights, and you're constantly having that pain on your forehead. Even though your eyes is there is protected, but your skin is not protected,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and that's a big issue.
yeah. Of course, I mean, can make you age faster or anything. Now, of course you're in the good diet. You're doing everything right, and I mean, then you can take more hits,
Yeah.
right? That's the benefit also. I mean, we become more resilient by doing this, I think.
Yes, you do become resilient. Just sometimes you say, come on, when is the time gonna come and move on to something different, just so I can be able to stable things. And I think sometimes I tell this to everybody. You work hard, you play hard, but treat yourself right, because at the end of the day, it's not everyone else. You're just a number to them. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, it's you. It's you that you
yeah,
want to be 110% satisfied. If you're actually never go down on your heels for anybody,
yeah,
and if nobody likes what the personality that you give out, then move on to something different.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
So one last thing here, really want to appreciate your time in this, Daniel. And where could people find you? Like, do you have a website where they can check out the current products you are working on as well?
Yeah, we have a shop. It's at biohackingcollective.se. We also run a blog. It's called biohackingcollective.com.
Okay,
And we have an Instagram account. It's Biohacking Collective. My Instagram name is Biohackad or Biohackad.
okay.
So yeah, just if you have any question, you can just reach out to me and I will be happy to answer them. And thank you very much for having me on.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much
Yeah,
for your time. Really appreciate it. And what I'll do is I'll list all that information and below in the comments, so definitely our audience can reach out and get a bit more information about your product line, especially the blue blockers. I am waiting for mine. It's coming soon in mail.
yeah,
Definitely we'll share it with everybody as well too. And like I said, looking forward for more podcast or conversation down the road with you about some of the new products when you guys launch.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be really fun. I think still we have a lot to talk about. I mean, this is just one topic, right?
That's right. Awesome. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks so much and enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Perfect.